So ballin', don't pay no taxes, don't have use for no romances, don't believe in using a lot of sugar, and we don't fuck around with no jewelry. Don't have a lot of tattoos, but we spend a lot of time at the beach. That's what we do. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Don't read no fucking books, it takes too long. Don't have no hobbies, it's just for serious people. Don't have no time to celebrate holidays, but we do like to do a bunch of drugs. Take your dick out if you got one. Take your dick out if you got one. And get it up. Get it up. Get it up. And get it up. Get that shit up, baby. Get it up. Alright, sorry for, oh man, how are we doing? This is the first episode of the Tim Weichselbaum Show. The Tim Weichselbaum Show, that's how you pronounce my name. It's over there. Tim Weichselbaum Show. I'm coming to you live from the basement of my house. Actually, I don't have a basement. I don't have a basement, dude, that's what. So I'm doing this podcast just right in the middle of my living room because I have a full house studio. So that's why it's so echoey. It's natural. Reverb. I'm not using like a VST or something. They got reverb sound. That's natural. But it's also very bad. It's like it's not supposed to sound like that. So I will fix it. But this is what I got. This is the makeshift studio for the Tim Weichselbaum Show. It's actually pronounced Weichselbaum because it's German. And so people don't really get it right ever. Like I think only 2 people in the world know how to say my last name properly that I've met, besides my family. Weichselbaum. I'm not Jewish. I've been thinking about this hard last night. Like I was in bed. I stayed up all night last night. And I was thinking, am I Jewish? Like I know that sounds like a weird thing to question at this age. You know, like however old I am, I look old enough to know if I'm Jewish or not. I don't know. Like culturally, kind of. Ethnically, half. See, that's the thing. I've been told that I'm half Jewish, but that doesn't mean anything because it's either you are or you're not. Either you're Jewish or you're not, according to tradition. It goes through the mother. If it goes through the mother, you're full Jew. If it doesn't go through the mother, if it goes through the father, you're not. That's not. It might as well be like you're a goy. You're a goy if you're half Jewish because that's not how it works. So, but the reason it's still an open-ended thing is because Judaism is not just a religion. It's national. What is the word I'm looking for? Ethnocentric is not the word I'm looking for. It's an ethnic group is what I'm saying. It's a religious ethnic group. It's like both of those things to be Jewish. Like, because when I say I'm Jewish, like if I'm trying to like categorize myself as Jewish, it's ethnically because then I could be like, I'm referring to Ashkenazi Jews. Not like, it has nothing to do with the religion. It's just this group, this ethnic group, whatever that means, is what I have half of my genes from. So I have the choice to identify as Jewish when it's convenient, and I could identify as Italian when I'm around people from the far right who hate Jews. No, I don't really hang out with those people. You know, it's been a while since I've hung out with those people. I've never like hung out with actual anti-Semites in person. On the internet, I used to hang. I met a lot of them. They're still around. Like they probably haven't gone anywhere. They probably actually like multiplied, and there's probably like more Jew haters. And I don't want to say anti-Semites because that's such a. It just feels cheap to call someone that because it's like okay, maybe there's something to it though. Don't write them off. No. So we opened this very first episode just by talking about just by trashing an ethnic group that I'm a part of, that I'm not that a part of. I mean, The point is I could go either way. Like, I'm kind of ambidextrous when it comes to, like, what I hate. And on any given day, I could just be like, today the wind is this color. The wind is blowing this way. I'm a feminist. Today I'm a feminist, and tomorrow I'm a... So what I wanted to talk about was the fact that I used to have a podcast called Scary Ideas. It broke. The podcast got deleted on accident. All the episodes are still up in their compressed format, but the raw data and all the files that I need are gone. So Scary Ideas is gone unless I just make a new logo, and I was just too lazy to do that. I was too lazy to make to refresh the logo, which would have taken 10 seconds anyway. I wanted it to look exactly as the old and just be like, I'm back after over a year. I stopped doing it a year ago, and it's because it sucked. I just wasn't very good at it. I'm not very good at podcasting, but that's why, who cares? The first episode. See, that's what stops a lot of people from doing things like this, like things that take creative, skill. You're gonna suck at it for the first many years, probably. Like, obviously, I'm in a city where there's a lot of podcasters, so I feel like I'll get better if I just do it, and if I'm around other people doing it. But this is a solo thing for now. So the Scary Ideas podcast, that was like a political thing, and you don't really need to do that anymore. You don't have to have a political themed podcast anymore, because everything is politics these days. You can't not talk about politics. I don't care who you are. If you're a child, probably not. They're the ones not talking about it. But everyone else above the age of 12 is consumed with politics in some form or another. So that's why this, not about politics. I'm just going to talk about how I feel about things, but not politics. Because politics is like, okay, here's the policy that I propose. That's the most boring thing you could possibly talk about. Policy? Nah, go. Get out of here is what I'm trying to say. So I'm intermittent. I'm doing a lot of fasting. I'm a healthy... What you're seeing right now is like one of the healthiest versions of me you've ever seen, dude. I'm not overweight. I've never been fat, but I could get fat if I kept eating these wow bao things, these Asian bun things that come delivered through DoorDash. If I keep DoorDashing, I'll be the size of a door. If you know what I mean. The size of a door. Some doors, yeah, that is pretty big to be the size of a door. All right, that was dumb. You see, I'm doing this fasting thing. I'm fasting for until I die, until something goes wrong. I'm just not eating it's been about 60 hours actually since I ate any food. I got coffee and I got sparkling water with just regular. I've been fasting for 65 hours. That's almost a lifetime ago when you're talking about food. I don't even remember what it feels like to eat. It would probably hurt. I'm trying not to make a dumb reference to something sexual, but it'd be like sticking a dick down my throat after not having a dick down my throat for 8 fucking years. You know what I mean? All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's go back to being G-rated. So, I feel great, though, for someone who's been not eating for 65 hours. I feel energized. I could talk clear. I could focus. I can't talk clearly. I could think about something. I could think about stuff. But talking, I wouldn't say I'm great at it right now. I've been but the point is I could keep going. I'm not hungry. I want coffee. Sucks to have the coffee on a one-person show. because I can't ever drink it unless I play a song or something, which I'm not going to do. So those drinks are just going to sit there the whole time because I don't like dead air. I also don't like the sound of drinking. I don't have a cough button or a mute button. I've been watching Frazier. I've been rewatching Frazier because I forgot it. Because I forgot it from the last time I watched it a few years ago. It's like every episode is like new to me. It's like, how did I not remember any of this? I guess must have had like a seizure that erased that part of my brain. We're just getting started. This will probably be like about a 10-minute long thing. I don't want to go crazy. It's only the first one. I don't want to like throw away all my material on just the first episode. So the autism stand-up relationship is a weird thing. Like, it's a weird concept. Like, I don't know if you guys, anyone listening is a fan of stand-up comedy. A lot of podcast listeners probably are. But yeah, so stand-up comedy is a thing. It's like a hobby. It's a craft thing. It's like an art. It's a performance art where you try to make people laugh in public, like strangers and stuff, by like telling jokes or whatever, or just doing whatever makes people laugh. And so I was thinking of talking about how there's like this weird, like complex relationship between people who have autism, and it's not like it's a relationship, but it attracts a lot of people who have autism. And I probably have autism. I just never been diagnosed. But if I don't have it, then I better have it, because otherwise, what is going on with me? If it's not autism, if it's not that, then it's something probably a lot worse. So let's just assume that I'm on there, that I'm on there. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting. Like, I'm starting to find out that a lot of comics are like autistic or whatever. It's like, what is that? Is it like, because it's like something you could obsess over, like the word, like just like the way that you repeat the act so many times, you obsess over it, like that repetitive motion of telling jokes. That's part of it. I don't know anything about autism, but I'm thinking of open sourcing my jokes on GitHub is what I was trying to say. Like, so GitHub is like this thing for programmers to post code, and it hosts the code base and all the history and the diffs changes of their code. If you make an app or something, if you're like a developer, you use GitHub to host the code base. So I'm thinking of putting every single joke on GitHub that I've written, and anytime I change the joke or improve it or whatever, anytime a single word in the joke changes, you'll see that on GitHub. You'll see the commit, and you'll see that there was a difference. One word was removed and another was put in. The word, sparkling was replaced with glistening, like something, minor, but in the grand scheme of things, themes, whatever, the jokes get better over time, and you just always have the current version, and you could go in the past to see what it was before. So how has nobody done that? And the other thing is, it doesn't have to be open source. I could just put it on GitHub, my material, every joke, but make it private. It doesn't have to be public for anyone to just look at my jokes. But why not? It's like, who cares if somebody steals my jokes? Because by the time they're up there, I've already made it my own. Maybe not. Maybe it's brand new, and it's just whatever. I'm just working on it. And if someone steals it, still, it's not their joke. It's not gonna be in their voice or in my voice. It'll be in their voice. So it'll suck, is what I'm saying. Because just the words don't give you the funniness. I was thinking about this last night. When I write material, I look at, I read it in my head, how I would say it, and I go, yeah, those words coming out of your face would be funny because of the words, the idea, and the way you're saying it, but mostly the way you're saying it. The words are very not important to get a laugh. You just read off your phone a paragraph of killer material, just deadpan, and not consider the timing at all. Just vomit a bunch of words, and it could be the best material ever written, and it'll bomb because the delivery is what matters. The words, who cares? Like, so that's why I think it'd be cool to just open source that shit. I'll get cred. I'll get not street cred, the complete opposite of street cred. Cloud cred, because it's in the cloud. Man, that was a really intelligent thing I just said. No, so I moved recently to another state. I live in the United States of America. I moved to another one, from one to the other, So, out of the 50, I moved from one to the other, from the 49th to the 48th or what. I don't know what order. I don't know what number it is. I think it's like somewhere in the middle. I moved to Texas. It's a place. It's like a big state in the middle, kind of, and then end in the south. Like right in the middle in the south. You know where Texas, most people know where Texas is. So I moved there from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. Chicago. That's where I'm from. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. That's why I'm not that. That's why I'm not that street smart. So this was a long decision to make, to move to Texas. I moved to Texas from Chicago, and that's it. So there's this thing called social media. It's what I'm on right now. I guess I'm technically on it right now, like streaming or whatever. For some reason. And I like to put stuff on Facebook that, kind of is just to get like a bunch of stuff, like kind of to get something off my chest. Like that's what people use it for. They usually use it for like positive, like a life milestone. I just reached a milestone. I passed a kidney stone. That's a mile. I passed a mile-long kidney stone. So it's a mile kidney. All right. So people do that, or they post something super sad, like I just died or something. Or, I'm currently overdosing. What do I do? Like something like that. And then people chime in. They go, "Oh, I know somebody I know somebody." And then they tag one of their friends who's also been overdosing at some point in their lives, and they go, "He'll help you out." And then they chime in, and they go, "Oh, dude." And then, So, and then what I do is I don't really use Facebook or Facebook for anything except to find out what comedy shows there are. And by comedy shows, I mean open mics. So not a comedy show. Yeah. Not the exact opposite of a comedy show. So I go on there just for that, to find out really where to go. And so I don't care. Like I don't care who's on there. I don't care what people are on there. Like I don't use it for that. I don't use it to connect to people. I use it to talk. So I just post a bunch of random dumb stuff that isn't real. And people read it. It's weird. Like I posted this story, like a fake story about how I yelled at somebody at an open mic, and I think people believed it, even though it's clearly like not true. But I like doing that, and I posted some things on there that I guess were considered like controversial, which is cool. Feels cool to be that, because I thought edginess was over with. Like I thought it died in the 90s or something. Edginess, the concept of being like naughty, being like, "Oh man, I can't believe you said that, dude. Yeah, that's controversial. That's kind of like a divisive. That splits the room, what you just said, because some people are gonna hate it, and other people are gonna be like, that's what I was thinking, but I don't want to say it." So that's what controversial means, I guess. I don't know. It means like it splits. It's like, I don't know what it means, but I've done it on Facebook, and it felt really cool because like I don't really care like if somebody says anything about it. I just don't mind if somebody gets mad. So the only thing that happens is it's like attention. I got attention, and that's a positive, because it's like, okay, I said words that you didn't like. That's not like a bad thing to do. So so this was like a year ago. I posted something that was like a thing, not even that long, or just about like something you're not supposed to talk about. something you're not supposed to have. You're not supposed to like condone the thing I was, spouting about or just talking about. And like it got like I guess a bunch of people like hated it and like said a bunch of negative things about me, but I didn't even like look at it. I didn't even like. I don't really know why I would care what other people have to say, because they would probably just say something that is dumb, and then it would just make me want to have to explain myself and go into this back and forth. But it's like, well, let's just not do that, because I'm not going to win. So I don't read what people say. And so, but I heard about it though, because I heard, somebody like just said like, yo, dude, oh man, you can't believe you posted that or whatever. It's like, are you okay? It's like, yeah, like somebody just out of the blue texted me saying, are you okay? Because I guess that means I must have been getting reamed. They must have been like talking all sorts of stuff about like how I'm a short guy and I look like an incel and stuff like that. I probably said a bunch of stuff like that, which is pretty generic. So not very not something that would hurt my feelings probably. Because what could you say to me? Like, so that was funny. I was like, well, yeah, I'm fine, dude. Why would? Because of Facebook? Who cares, dude? Like, I don't know. And I was thinking, I have this self-destructive persona and behavior, lifestyle. It's just like I'm very self-destructive, and that involves, saying stuff that could get me in trouble because it's fun. It's fun to like do stuff that shoot yourself in the foot if it's ironic. Like if it's just to be edgy or whatever, then I'm down. So I don't know. I lost my train. I forgot where I was going with that, dude. So I'm in Austin, Texas. It's a cool place. It's a very eclectic, and like a lot of jerk offs like me are moving here. So I feel bad about that. And I'll probably, there's nothing that could be done about it. It's not that the genie has left the bottle. Like if I leave, that's just one out of the millions or thousands of douchebags that are moving here because of the word of mouth, whatever, the politics. Like, no, don't gotta wear a mask. You don't gotta show your vax card, and it's a nice place, I guess. And so you could just tell that somebody's from California just because like you could see their underwear, like I don't like when people could see my underwear. If someone could see your underwear, you're like it's just embarrassing. It's just something that shows that you're probably like a narcissist, that you don't mind that people seeing your underwear. This was like some dude, like a white California surfer, like that stereotypical like, yeah, man, from California. You could see my underwear while I'm on stage trying to be a comedian, dude. It's like, okay, I would probably be a douche. I would probably be more of a douchebag if I was from Cali. But I'm not, dude. I'm not. I'm from Chicago. So I'm humble. I'm the most humble. I will beat anyone in a contest of humility. Joe Rogan, you gotta mention him on the first episode. Slut shaming. That's a topic I was gonna get into if this was like a political podcast, I would be talking about that, but that's not what this is. So I don't know. So I could talk about like stuff that happened in my life, like more about that, like why I moved, but who cares? I feel like that's something I'll talk about with like a guest. I'm gonna have guests. Not here. Like this is me. This is my bench. This is my desk. This is my table. Nobody else in this table. But I'll have a guest over Skype or what is it? 2005 Skype? No, it'll be over. One of those new ones like Zoom or whatever CNN uses. I'm gonna have that to get guests on. I had Milo Yiannopoulos on the other one, like 2 years ago. and he's no longer that famous. Like nobody really. He's just like used as a canary in the coal mine. And be like, well, look what happened to this guy. He's used as an example of when censorship like cancels people to the point of no return, and that's kind of what happened to him. He got super canceled. But I'll have him on again, is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm turning over a new leaf. This is going to be a show sponsored by Sobriety for the first episode. Just for that. Open mic, yeah. So I did an open mic last night. I'm still, nothing has changed there. I'm still a open micer, like in terms of success, in terms of like where I'm at on the ladder of showbiz success. I'm at the very bottom still. And so I'm happy with that. So I'm at this open mic last night, and I'm new. I'm a new comic to this town, so I can't be all whipping my dick. I can't be slinging my dick around, pretending I own the place, because I don't. I don't own the place. In Chicago, I pretty much acted like I was a hot comedian. I acted like I was like one of the best comedians in Chicago. And that's not a good attitude to bring to a place where you're definitely not going to be perceived that way. I wasn't even perceived that way when I was there in the place I'm talking about. So that's probably the reason I'm still an open micer, is because of that attitude of like, I'm too good. I'm good. I'm better than you. So someone got heckled for calling a bunch of dudes. That's it. That's all they did. They just said, "Hey, look at those dudes over there in the back. Look at that group of dudes." And this person was like, "How do you know they're dudes?" He's like, "'Cause they look like dudes, dude." And she was like, "Yeah, but according to statistics, 60% of the people here in Austin don't identify that way. So actually, that's how many people should be offended right now." And I was like, "Is this a real person?" Like, I literally just like looked behind me. I was like, is this for real? There's actually people that like woke, I guess is the word. Like, there's people that I unironically like not understanding the concept of not even comedy, because he wasn't even barely even doing all he said was, "Hey, those dudes over there." So it wasn't even a joke. And so it wasn't even like a comedy thing. It was literally just like a person saying half of a sentence thing. So I can't even go on a rant about comedy, how it's ruining that. It's already done. It's already been ruined, dude. It's a smoldering pile of ash. So I just thought that was like interesting, because I've seen woke people, but the kind that just actually like gets offended on other people's behalf, unironically, like actually expects other people to be like, "Yeah, you go, they," for shutting down that male. You just shut him down. And I got corrected. Like I did a set, and like I guess the host didn't like something I said, so they're like, don't do what he just did, okay? Don't do that. I get corrected all the time by people who haven't even been doing comedy for like half as long as me. And so it's like, you're telling me how to do it. Meanwhile, you don't even barely know how to do it. And you're telling me? I don't tell anybody. So I guess it's just hard, but like it's hard to throw yourself out there into this creative mindset and think you're doing a good job. Think you're checking all the boxes. You're writing your jokes earnestly. You're going on stage. You're trying them earnestly. You're not trying to offend people, but of course you're going to say edgy, risky stuff, because that's part of the fun of getting a laugh. If you get a laugh at something that you're not supposed to, that's kind of the most fun thing to do on stage, is do something that looks reckless, or when it's not. It's to get a laugh. It's doing whatever you can to get a laugh. Like, that's what comics do. That's what comedians do. We try to extract funny out of thin air, basically. So that could be just whatever gets you there. So yeah, one of the ways to get there is to be offensive, or to say what is could be considered wrong. That's funny. That's very funny. Most, like, if done well, it's usually done wrong. It's usually done poorly. But I thought I was doing a good job, and I was getting laughs. And then, but still, it's like you got slapped for it by the host. Like, don't do that. That was wrong. What that person just did. He's evil. He's I hate that word. I can't say that word. Problematic. It's so play school. It's so preschool. You're calling another human being who's not like killing anybody. Like, what's the problem? Like, I'm just asking, what's the point of getting mad at? I don't know. I get it. I'm just saying. I'm trying to avoid saying what's the problem, because you get it. I was going to say, what's the problem? Exactly. What is the problem? I've never done anything that bad in my whole life. We've all done bad stuff. Of course, I'm not perfect. I'm a bad person in some ways. Like, I've not donated money to any charity ever that I can recall, unless you count Wikipedia as a charity. It's not. So, open mic last night. That's covered that. It's fun. I love it. So I guess I was just the place I was going with that was that it's just hard to try to be pure. Like, you think you're being a pure, innocent, like you're doing the right thing by pursuing this thing called whatever, stand-up. And you're putting in the work. You're going out. You're taking these long drives to wherever the hell, some hodunk bar. And you got to spend money usually to do these things, to do these mics. It's not free, and you have to make time for it. So the fact that, if you put in all that dedication and you still get slapped by people that are supposedly also trying to do the same thing, it just makes you demoralized. So I guess that's kind of why I've been going through like a negative feedback loop for comedy in the past few years. And it's the whole reason I left Chicago. It's not like I got any better. It's not like I'm not complaining about Austin. I'm happy I'm here, but like, it's not like there's not any of that here. The whole comedy world is infected by SJWs. It just sucks. But I'm not going to talk about that anymore, because that's pretty much every podcast. Wait, so that means I will talk about it then, because what the hell else are you going to talk about? If it's a podcast, we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, and that's probably something that's going to come up. So, and I'm educated on cancel culture. I am an expert on it. I understand it from both sides of the coin. Both sides of the coin. Anyway, I finally got over COVID. I had COVID. I got diagnosed with this C19 in February of this year. If I'm going to Texas and not wearing a mask, or just not caring about it. Because I thought I had already gotten it. I thought I had antibodies. So I was like, I don't need a mask, dude. I got that superpower antibodies. I didn't. It was totally not what it was when I thought I had it the first time. So no, I didn't have antibodies. So I got COVID from Texas, and I survived, unfortunately. I was actually kind of thinking it'd be a good thing if I died from it, because then people wouldn't have to hear from me anymore. They wouldn't have to see this thing I'm outputting. They'd be like, oh, thank God that guy died. I don't have to hear his ideas anymore. His voice, his gravelly voice. I'm glad he got his leopard eaten by those, or his face eaten by those leopards. But no, I don't want to like get it again and be one of those people that like refused to get vaccinated or just never did, and then dies of the other variant. So that's why I've also not been going out. I've been staying inside and just eating a lot. And so I've been gaining a lot of weight and feeling very very not bad about not feeling sorry for myself, because that's not what I'm doing. It's more like just self It's not self-pity. That'd be the same thing. It's just like, you're a piece of shit. It's like just self-judgment or self-degradation or whatever. I mean, so I've just been like, what do you do? You're not taking care of, you're not doing what healthy people do. So I'm trying to I don't know, turn over a new leaf. I already said that. But I'm trying not to be too serious, I guess, on the first episode. But I am good at talking about serious stuff. I'm one of those people. Like, I could flip-flop. I could talk in a funny voice in one sense, and the next sense, boom, I could be talking about, like, a solar eclair. I mean, did not mean to say eclair. It's weird that I said that. Solar eclair. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I meant to say, like, solar flare. Or cosmic... What do you call it? Like when a bunch of radiation just comes from the sun in a second. And just blasts. Just destroys all the infrastructure. That I could talk about that. Like, I'm pretty good at, like, talking about high intellect things. But also, I could say stuff that's really dumb. Very confidently. No. So I had long COVID is what I'm trying to get at. Like, because you know how some people, like, they just never get better from COVID. So I think I was one of those people. I think I was in that percentage of patients that just kind of had lingering symptoms, which was like a little bit of fatigue, malaise, but it was that was not what bothered me. Because I've always been fatigued. I've always had malaise. Who gives a... That's just being a depressed person. But it was more psychological. That's what scared me about it. It would make me more anxious, which is fine. Anxiety is just fine, but it's distracting. Anxiety distracts you from pursuing life. It makes you second guess yourself, which is it's a gross feeling. And so I had that and then also just this feeling of, like, dread and lack of motivation, lack of wanting to be creative. I didn't feel like myself. My personality just wasn't there. I just didn't feel like even, like, socializing. I was like, yeah, you guys, I'm just going to take the L on this conversation. And so I was just kind of going into, like, a drinking thing. I was drinking a lot. Yeah, so I think it's time to kind of take things a little more healthy and kind of, like, not give up on, like, I'm going to try to not give up on life because I just don't know how to do that, to be depressed and happy at the same time. Because, kind of competing ideas. So I just don't know how to do that, how to live like that. So, and also, life is short, so you might as well do something dumb, like a podcast that will do nothing, but, like, it's just something to do. Like, who cares, dude? So I don't care. Is the point I'm trying to make about this about, like, looking dumb or, like, saying something that might embarrass me or get somebody to say something negative. Like, that really isn't that scary once you get over it. Once you realize that, like, it's not relevant. Oh, somebody else that I don't know doesn't like me? Okay. Somebody I don't even care about? Like, so somebody I don't care about or know said something bad about me? Okay. It's just like, yeah, it's a free country. I don't have that kind of time. I do have that kind of time to talk shit. But I don't do that. I don't take time to comment negative things on the internet. So I guess I'm just not one of those people. But I would be if I was bored. I get it. I've live streamed and I've watched myself live streaming and I go, damn, this is really bad quality. This is, like, bad content. And so I get why somebody in the chat would be like, yo, dude, like, would just, like, say stuff, like, just say whatever to make it entertaining, like, make fun of just say whatever, troll, I guess. But it's not even trolling if they're adding more content. So this was the first episode of the Tim Weichselbaum Show. See you next something.
The solo.
That's a long solo, baby.